Right, guys, we're back again with another video. It is the Grown Arse Men in the building. Part 2. Let's get that energy going. Right, listen. Obviously, the first one was very heated. If you ain't seen that one already, check it out, episode 5. But we are now on episode 5.2, and this one is called The Race Game. All right? Before we actually go on, I shouldn't have actually said it already, but everyone makes mistakes, forgive me. Let me just introduce who we got inside the building. First to my left, we have got...
It's Mr. D, Fender, Darren, whatever you want to call me.
Yeah, G Banks, the one and only.
It's me, the Pan-African.
Hey, listen, D, listen, why do you have to try and say that all sexy? Just say who you are, innit? Put your arm down, say who you are, man.
I really said it's the Pan-African.
All right.
Yeah, Riggs.
Clark, the contradiction.
Yeah, and you know who it is, obviously you can't see me, John Cena in the building, yeah? Right, the subject for today is the race game. All right, so some of you are going to say, well, what's the race game? Or what is playing the game? Right, let me just try and sum it up very, very quickly so we can kind of get things going. Right, we've got certain guys and girls that act a certain way when they're around their friends, family, and doing their own thing, all right? They then step through the office building and they become somebody else. And it's not necessarily just to kind of get along. Sometimes it is actually to try and gain an advantage in their working life. And that may be because of their race, color, creed, personality, I don't know. But I want to get the guys' comments on the race game. Should it be played? Do you play it? And why? Who wants to go first on this one? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Right, Riggs.
Right. So, talking about this subject, so I was at work today, and they was asking me what the topics are going to be about. And it's weird when I started talking about the topics, and this one came up, I kind of froze. I kind of was like, ooh. I kind of looked at everyone I was talking to, and I thought, do I really want to talk about this topic? And it made me start to think twice about how I worded it and how I spoke about the race game. And I kind of thought that it would make people look at me differently. The fact that this is what we want to address and this is what we want to talk about, especially when the people that you're talking to don't experience the same situations that you experience. So I understand, and what it is the way that we talk about certain things at work may not be how we would talk about them with our friends or family and so on, like you said.
But why? Why do we have to act differently? Or why do you feel that you have to act differently?
I don't think that's exclusive to race. I think that anyone does that. I think whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever colour you are, you're not going to act the same or speak the same to your work colleagues as you would to your friends and family. It's just, to me, it isn't a race issue per se.
So is it not being fake?
No, I think sometimes for me, as a black man, you have to play a game when it comes to work. If you don't, well, I like the word, but if you don't conform in a workspace, you will be without a job, as far as I'm concerned. There are certain things that other races may get away with that I, in a workplace, may not get away with. Like if we went, for example, I don't know, a Christmas party or something, and they all get drunk and stuff, I might be a little bit on edge about doing that because of how I may be perceived. I might say something and I'm aggressive all of a sudden because of the way I am. So I've got to change the way I am in order to be perceived and received by other people.
Again, I don't think maybe.
Sorry, bear with me.
I think where it is relevant for me, I find like when I do stuff, certain lunches I can't bring into work, or like I don't want to cook in the microwave because like the smell. Everyone's like, oh, what is that? Is that a pasty? And I said, hey, let's go. You eat goats. Certain things like you can't, you notice. But as I said, I think everyone does it. My issue comes when people start acting. I don't like to use the term, but coonish.
Ooh.
Where
You're gonna have to explain what do you mean by acting coonish? What does that?
Where they start acting like, yes, Massa, no Massa. Like they start trying to, they lose a sense of themselves. As much as I may, I won't say conform, but as much as I may present a different side of myself, I'm still presenting myself. I think when people start to change and present a different side,
Can I get an example?
I believe that's true.
I understand what he's saying. In my opinion, what he means is when they start start to try and hide the fact that they're black.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
Try.
I want an example of that though. What would you mean?
All right. Let's say we all talk how we talk now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go into work and I start trying to talk Cockney. Hello, Dave. You alright, mate? How's the missus? Like 40 tonight, West End, Millwall. Like that is that's me. I'm going above and beyond, like to almost fit in.
I understand that, but when I go, for example, when I was in office space, I'm no longer office space, but when I would go into work. I wouldn't speak the way I speak now. I have office tone.
That's my point.
That's not me being.
No, but you right.
Yeah,
Right.
but you're not losing yourself.
See, I have an office tone, but at the end, but at no point.
You have one turn.
Well, one more though, you Drake. They say I'm monotone, and they say that I don't change my tone up or down.
No explanation needed. No explanation needed.
But I may talk a certain way in the office, but at no point do I feel like I'm any less black. Yeah. I feel like I still say certain words, and I might even have to explain myself. Right? But
look, I think you're not overcomplicating this. It's just, look, it's as simple as this. You wouldn't go into someone else's house with your dirty old trainers, sit up on their sofa, and then mess up their sofas, and then get upset if they're not happy about it. The fact of the matter is, when you get a job, you're selling a piece of your soul. Accept it. And the fact is that you have to
Selling your soul? What are you talking
about?
about?
Of course, no, listen. Okay.
Explain yourself. Go on.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is that no one wants a job. No one wants to do it. You have then decided to compromise yourself for. You've said, okay, I need this money, so I'm going to go out of my way to do something I don't really want to do, and just to make money. So that's in essence to me is selling your soul.
Everybody's not doing a job that they don't want to do though.
No, but
there are many people that do jobs that they actually want.
Okay, no, but that's my point. If you're in that environment, then you're obviously it's not a job you want to do, is it? If you're in the environment where you're feeling like you need to feel racial, or you need to feel like you need to change your ethnicity, then you can't be in an environment that you want to work in. Alright?
Then one sec. I think listen to the guys talk. I disagree with what Nick said. Nick said he doesn't think it's necessarily a race thing. I personally think it definitely is a race thing. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some white people who go in and they're not themselves. But I think that's more through choice. Yeah. As a black person, you're not going to encounter loads of CEOs that are black who are going to understand your culture, your way of living, and who are going to be okay or not with the way you are. All right. So black people, we feel, and it's not even just black people. Black ethnic people, I believe, feel that you have to be a certain way in order to fit in, to play the game, in order to progress. Now, me personally, like, it's something that registers with me, and I think it's an excellent topic because on a daily basis, I think to myself, when I'm at work, I think to myself, raw, like, why don't I just be the way that I am at home? But you can't be the way that you are at home because the people that you are reporting to, they don't understand that. They don't understand your way, and when you're not of the same culture, when you're not of the same understanding, then people kind of judge you and use that as a negative against you. And I think that's what we have to go against, and that's what we have to put up with in the working environment. And I think the only time that will start to change is when we have more people of ethnic background in higher positions who are employing people of
and I totally agree because it goes down even down to appearance. You've got women that can't go into their workplace with a hairstyle they actually want.
Exactly.
They have to conform to a hairstyle that the white people think is suitable.
Exactly.
And I don't agree with
you know
that
what the truth is?
that
Here's
they
the
class
truth.
as
The truth of the matter is here, and you don't need to understand this, is that even though a lot of us are all born here and etc., like, we're tolerated in this country. Like, and this the point being is that you can't then expect to go into a workplace with someone who's who's tolerating you and then expect, oh, I'm going to act this way if they don't want you to. Because the moment in which you sign the dotted line and say you're going to do this job, he's then going to, if they then want you to act that certain way, you then have to decide, okay, am I going to go down that road or am I not going to go down that road? But the problem being,
what would you be doing that's that much different to how you normally are? Like, what do you want to do at work that you can't do at work?
I just gave you an example.
Even down to something.
Just as simple as hair.
Even down to something as simple as speaking. Even now, something is
But
like
that's the only thing that will change. But that isn't you having to change yourself. It's just you having to change how you come across.
Because if I'm walking down the street and I say hello to whoever, or I encounter whoever, somebody who I may know, I'm going to speak as the person that I am.
Because you know that they can relate to you.
But no, because there are white people that I will see on the street. There are some people from work who I'll see on the street, and I will say hello to them the way that I am. Yeah. But when you get into the working environment and you speak to people of a higher level, yeah, you have to conform.
But that's not race. Though.
I don't think that's anything to do with race. It's like, for me, it's like, sometimes I put on a suit, I walk differently to when I got trainers on. I feel different. When I go into work, I have a professionalism that I take on. Everyone has a telephone voice and does all of those sort of things.
Yeah, but that's how
and you adopt that because it is what is acceptable in a working environment. If you are in that society or if you're in that field, in a way, yeah, I suppose you do have to conform to be accepted and to be able to move up, especially, unfortunately, and I can only talk for myself as a black man. And you know what, to be honest, sorry guys, any work people listening, I play the game, mate. Yeah, I play the game. I smile with people that I don't necessarily like because it helps my working life and we get on. But there are a few of you guys that I do love. Yeah, shout out to you guys. All right, listen, let me just take it to the comments. I'm going to go back to the guys, yeah, because I've missed out a lot. Right. Simone Bryan said, I can't hear anything. I pray to God everyone could hear something. We're actually getting a few people saying that they can't, but I think we're back on. I think everyone is involved again. Anne Maria said, ain't we all guilty? We don't want to look stupid. I need to show my peers at work that I am intellectually capable to do my job and can present myself in a manner they probably don't expect as a black woman.
And I think that's a part of the problem as well. That we got a lot of stereotypes attached to us.
Exactly.
Yeah? And let's say, for example, a black male, he's going into a workplace and he's stereotyped as lazy. Yeah. So he takes it upon himself to work extra and long hours. Now he may be doing that, and for the people around him, they're looking at him. Well, he can't actually do his job, and that's why he's here longer. So it has like repercussions as to how you manage yourself.
Okay. Anyone else?
I honestly think it's naive to say that we as and I'm not just talking black, but as an ethnic minority, we don't have to go into a workplace and conform because of race. I think it's naive to say that. I'm not saying that there aren't certain white people who do that, but like I said, that's more through choice. Listen, like I said, majority of CEOs, management positions are filled by white people. Yeah, they are able to relate more to white people. That's just natural. Yeah, I relate to a black person more than I will relate to a white person. That is just natural. Where I work, there's a culture of going to the pub on a Friday. That's not necessarily my thing. I do it sometimes just to play the game, but that's not necessarily my thing. But it's like it's held against you if you don't go and do that. Do you know what I mean?
And if you don't go, you'll notice that you don't go. Exactly. You're the black guy that didn't go.
Exactly.
I don't think your class is the black guy that.
No, what I'm saying when I say that, so I'm saying basically like I don't know. If John doesn't go here, it's not as noticeable as Darren not going.
Of course.
I disagree. I disagree with that. I think the only thing in terms of socializing, I think that is just important in terms of gaining relationships, period. Black, white, blue, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Socializing outside of the workplace is going to make a better environment in the workplace.
What I will say is that while I don't think it's about race, I do think black people have to work harder in order to build that relationship with their peers. Yeah. I think that goes back to what Darren said earlier on. You just relate more to what you identify with. So a white person's going to identify more with a white person than what he would with a black person. So there are bigger hurdles. But I don't think the whole race card is something exclusive to black people, or the whole playing the game thing is exclusive to black people.
100%.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think anyone can't really dispute that it's just exclusive.
Yeah, so we should just, that's it. You need to conform. Either you conform, either you decide to conform, you go into your workplace and you conform, because at the end of the day you're playing by their rules, or you just don't work for no one, you get yourself your own job and be self-employed.
It's not always as
we're talking about in the working environment, and I think that you guys are not opening your eyes. Like, all right, cool. You're saying there isn't really such thing as playing a race game. Then, if that's what you're saying, But why, if that's the case, why are there so many black people who are not in management positions then? What is
Because
that?
we're tolerated. That's why we're in
That's
this
no,
country.
no, no, no.
That's why if you want to not play the race game, go back to Jamaica or go, and then they
No.
will, and then you won't have to play. No, but that's what I'm saying to you. We're in a foreign country. The fact of the matter, no matter whether you were born here or not, the fact of the listen. If you go to a black origin country, then you know all the manageable people will be black, and then they will accept you for how you are. But if you're in another country where majority of the people are white, either you conform or you just don't go.
okay.
You just leave.
So
I disagree to a certain point because professionalism is professionalism no matter what colour you are.
So 1 second. Do you think that black people are in terms of the proportion of black people in this country, in our society? Do you think that black people are represented well in CEO positions and management
Of course
positions?
not, because we're tolerated.
So then there's clearly an issue there. There's clearly an issue of race there.
Yeah, but that's a deep. That's
a higher level. I'm talking about I'm talking about people that are doing a 9 to 5. The general public.
You're talking about perceptions of black people and the way, I guess, institutional racism. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is about playing the game. I think everybody plays the game when they go to work. I'm not disputing there's a underlying, deep-rooted, at all sorts of level, non-progressive desire that they want black people to not elevate to these positions. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that everyone plays the game, whether you're black, white, or orange.
Everybody plays the game. Everybody wants to impress their manager. Everybody has the idea of progressing within your working environment. Of course, but what black people and minorities need to do in order to is much more double that of their white counterparts.
Yeah, in some cases.
So therefore there is.
In
So therefore we have to play the game.
In some cases,
In most cases.
in some cases, you could be the black guy that everyone wants to chill with, and then that's it. It's not easier for you.
No.
Come on.
But being socially
So what
cool
you-
doesn't make you
No, it doesn't.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
Progressively.
All right, listen, I need to take it to the stream. We've missed you guys. I'm sorry about this. Kelly Maria said, I remember when I was working for a large agent based in the city and I kissed my teeth by accident. Being the only black person wasn't something I really wanted to be doing. So yes, we do adjust when we need to. Princess Naomi has said, exactly right, you have to play the game. All right. And again, I'm going to state the racist person is obviously a black woman. I don't want to kind of start being too racial and pointing out, but in terms of the comments she was making, I had to. Later said, poor David moved from Peckham to Sidcup so that me and his boys could be happy. He does feel treated differently. This gets him down and he's so determined to do his job and support his family. The system is wrong. Asari has said, I'm currently struggling with this, but I have a great manager who is very understanding. I want to be myself, but I don't always want to explain everything. If my manager asks me a question and I pull down my eye sockets to show the white, he laughs and knows exactly what I mean. His manager is now not so much. It's about managing other people's perceptions of you, which can sometimes be based on their inherent stereotypes.
Wow, that was a big one there.
Can I say one thing? And I think this is a... So I need to sit forward with this. I think this is a problem, especially mainly in Caribbean culture, more so than African culture. I won't speak, and even more so than Indian culture as well. I think that West Indians, because we came here so early, it's like once we've lost our identity, but we've almost tried to, our parents and stuff have almost tried to conform with the white British kind of culture as a whole. Whereas Africans, Asians, Indians, they come here and they're about their business. Like they still have their culture, they still want to maintain an identity, they still want to, I guess they still have a strong grounding to where they're from. Whereas a lot of Caribbeans have lost that, and I think that it's important not to lose it too much.
What do you mean you lost it? Like,
It's like if you used to ask a white person what is Caribbean culture, they'll tell you reggae or carnival. Like, what is it?
All right, but listen. With that being said, obviously, I do get the point that you're trying to make. I just think to myself, we will have to almost start another stream to kind of open up those gateways. I want to try and keep it as much in perspective as possible in regards to playing Play, and you know what? I'm almost going to change this midstream. It's playing the game. I don't necessarily always think that it comes down to race. I would love to hear from a white person, an Indian person, someone from a different race than maybe we've actually heard from so far, to see exactly what their experiences are and whether they have to play the game or not.
So it's same thing at work. I was having this conversation, and to take it away from the black thing, if you have a woman or a man from a European, Eastern European country or whatever, and you've got, say, someone from, like, say, Australia or America, they get treated differently as well. It's weird. It's like if you're Polish or Bulgarian or whatever, you will get treated differently to an English guy or an American.
Agreed.
And I wouldn't say they're in the same group as black people, but they do get treated differently.
No, I agree. Even down to even two black people, even like me, like being born here, and say African lady at work who wasn't born here and with an accent, we get treated differently.
Yeah.
Like, and so it exists at every level. But it's just, I guess, for me, I'm more socially accepted because I don't have an accent. But it's bullshit.
But isn't it also being wise to the ignorance? Because that is just pure ignorance.
Yeah, I'm actually.
Well, they understand that. They probably understand that it's ignorant, but they don't really care about it.
I don't think they do.
You got to think. It's generally it's familiarity. It's the fact is that they're comfortable with what they're with. That's what it is, and you're not familiar to them. So therefore, they're either threatened by you, or they just don't want to mess with you.
I agree with that. It's familiarity.
Yeah, it's familiarity. That's why they would relate to people that they think looks like them or sounds like them or is a little bit cooler than them, and they wish that they could be like that.
You get the whole thing where they're familiar with it. For example, not me, this wouldn't happen to me, but you get the whole, oh, you're a bit different to those. Do you know what I mean? And for me,
No, let him elaborate.
We've got a friend that happened to.
like for me, I don't feel that anybody in their right mind could come to me and say to me, look, you're not like the rest of them. I don't conform enough for that to be said.
No.
But what would you do?
I'll be highly offended.
No, but what would you do?
Would you leave your job?
I'm pulling you right up.
Or would you leave it, if it was your manager, what would you do?
I'll pull him up and I'll pull out a grievance because I'll be offended by that.
Are you mad? That comment's not acceptable.
That's not acceptable in any way, shape, or form.
What did they say?
Like it's like saying basically, oh, you're not like the rest of them. You know what I mean? For me,
Fuck you.
For me, that's someone's conformed a little too much as far as I'm concerned. You've gone a step too far.
Now that, if you accept that in my eyes is the definition of coonery.
Yeah,
that is the definition of coonery. When you're allowing somebody to
when you take it as like
your people in order for your gain, that's coonery.
Yeah. Has with that being said, has anyone here been guilty of that, where they can actually speak and think, yeah?
I couldn't live with that. I just couldn't live with that. I've got too much of a strong and deep passion for my people to be able to.
But the thing is that for me, I'm more passionate probably when I am around like other cultures. I'm more passionate about being black than when I'm actually around black people, to be fair with you.
Because you don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When I'm around, I don't really think about it. But then when I'm around other people, like, don't talk to me about anything. That's what I'm saying. I start to get protective of my blackness when I'm around certain people. But that's what I'm saying. I can't personally do the 9 to 5 life because there's certain times where I've seen people and it's like they talk down or they make light of their blackness to make other people feel comfortable. And those are the type of things that I can't tolerate.
I don't like it either.
Yeah. So So did you see how we say that we play the race card to almost not dumb down, but to conform, to fit in, whatever? Do you think when white people do that, are they taking the piss, or do you think they're trying to conform also?
I don't know what that is, but I don't know.
I generally, in my experience, I don't feel like they're taking the piss. I honestly feel like they're, in a way, trying to show that we're comfortable.
If I don't talk in a Jamaican accent, and you never heard me say Wagwan, why are you coming to me and say Wagwan?
I don't find that. I don't like that. Again, I take not as much offence, but I take offence to that kind of bullshit. Like, I don't speak like that, innit? So I don't expect people to be coming to me and talking like that. But you do find a lot of people inside the workplace that feel the need to do that kind of thing, or they'll make jokes.
Alright, well, quick one.
And like, I don't take to that.
But you said like, well, you said yes, my brother, or what? What would you do if a white man comes up to you like, yes, my brother, and all that stuff? How do you feel about that?
I don't know too many white people in it. Like, whoa, what? I don't know. I've what, Bill and Ben are my only two white friends that I have.
Are you serious?
But that's the social circle.
That's
isn't
my
it?
my
The
social
circle
circle is not
But
wide
you-
when it comes to white people.
Wow.
So you can't base that just on a white guy by saying that because he's white. Because at the end of the day, you can grow up in wherever, and there'll be
Yeah.
white guys that grow up in the same place. And yeah, I hate that word.
Well, that's what it is.
But it grates me. I don't want to use the word urban, but there are guys that have grown up in the same environment as you, and they will speak the same way as you, white, black, or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
Now,
different. That's
I think you can.
But a white guy that has not grown up in that in those surroundings,
Exactly.
and then wants to say, "What's going on, cuz?" No, don't do that.
You see the old Stormzy on the old.
They got some tiny
No, it's true though, because there's at my workplace there's a guy who is not from that culture at all, and he tried it. Oh, what on fam? And I've been like, what mate? Fucking hell, how's it going, mate? All right, fucking away. Do you know what I mean? Just to counterbalance it, to show you like.
So
no,
it's- yeah,
don't
yeah.
do
So it's a
that.
clapback, basically.
I'm going to take the piss also as well, but I think it just depends on the person. It depends on the person because there are white people who are cool like that and will say that and be genuine. Do you know what I mean? It's not every person who says that.
But ain't it for someone to actually go up to these people and just correct them and just say, you know what, mate, that's just not the way you kind of do things.
Yeah.
You know, if you know that they're genuinely a nice person.
I can imagine that would be in some cases uncomfortable because they're genuine and they're not trying to cause you any offence.
And they could have done it 10 times before and it never been a problem because they've done it to.
Other people.
Yeah.
It's coming from a good place when they're
Yeah.
doing it, but they just don't realise the wrong that they're doing.
Do you know what? Another point I would like to make as well is that which I kind of find myself doing as well, is like, in terms of like where I think there's a stereotype of a young black man who's just a young black man. I do find myself trying to go against those stereotypes.
You're not young.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, you said I'm not young.
Nah, you're young.
I'm
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, but I like not to the point where I'm compromising myself, because that I can't do. But I do find myself trying to show people. Do you know what? Like the way that you necessarily feel about me being a black man isn't necessarily correct, and I do try to.
So you got
try
your
to
way.
yeah, I do try to correct their
I don't
wrong
do that.
thoughts.
I don't see why I should go out my way to prove a
So
stereotype.
what happens? Okay, then what
Well,
happens?
not
So let's
necessarily
just-
go out of my way, but
Nah, I'm with you on
You
that.
said
I
you're making an
understand what you're
effort
saying.
Yeah.
in order to prove that stereotype. I don't see why I should do that.
Alright, so wait a minute. So what if a white man comes up to you, what one, my nigga?
That ain't happening.
What, you don't
No,
feel-
it can happen.
Random white guy comes up to me
No,
and
but I'm
says,
saying,
"Oh, my
yeah,
nigga."
but you're saying you don't feel the need to prove anything. I'm saying
But one
that
of your friends.
that's what I'm saying. One of your friends, let's say he's a friend of yours.
That's happened. That's happened.
So everyone's now going to be asking, is it Bill or Ben?
And I pulled him up. I said to him, listen, I don't speak to my friends like that. I don't expect you to be doing it. And he apologised. And he said, I'm not trying to call a friend. I accepted his apology. But as far as he's concerned, it was okay because he has an ethnic partner and he thought it was okay to do that. But for me, it ain't okay.
No,
So
I
I
was
pulled
just
him up
wondering
straight
your
away.
pulling up factor, because before you were saying you wouldn't bother to call anyone because you feel embarrassed.
No,
I'm saying if he
I
meant it
thought-
with a good heart and was just like, wow,
Yeah, he meant it with a good heart. He's not trying to offend me, but I pulled him straight up.
Yeah, listen, I need to take a few comments in the streams. Bill and Ben, you guys are very, very popular right now, yeah? Kelly Maria said, Bill and bloody Ben, your two white friends are called Bill and Ben. Nah, stop it, yeah? Princess Naomi said, I had a lot of white friends who were blackish until they realised that was not the way forward.
What's black?
Like,
No,
LOL.
no,
I don't know
that's
whether
the
she's
point.
saying that like
No.
heartist, but that's something that we obviously will have
That's
to
a good point.
discuss.
So, and this is a thing with other races as well. Everyone wants to jump on the black thing when they think it's cool, but when the reality hits here, and they get into workplaces and they go to this place or that place, and they realise that right, like being black ain't all that cool. Like they divert back to their.
What is this whole blackish? What's it, this
Okay.
black label? What is acting black? What's being black?
Okay, like embracing black culture, should I say then?
Oh.
And I think when they get the reality, for you, you've got the option to
go
Opt out.
we don't have that option. We're comfortable where we are, so don't listen. This is a full-time thing. That don't
You know what? If I'm going to be honest with you, the only thing that bothers me about when I hear you kind of speaking like that, it's almost like we're second grade. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, no, it's just the way in which you kind of express like, oh, we haven't got no options and, you know, they can just kind of opt out. It's almost like they're stooping down to our level. In terms of the way you say it, I don't know if it was meant this way, but it's like they're stooping down to our level and then it's like, oh, they can kind of jump ship.
No. I am saying that don't jump ship, but it's not a down on us. Like we're kings and queens. Don't ever get that twisted. All I'm trying to highlight is that don't try to jump in and out because you think it's cool, and then when it's no longer cool. Being black isn't
gun start shooting.
Being black isn't a fad. So don't try to jump on our culture. Like just be yourself, and like what this whole topic is about. Like let's not jump into other cultures. Be yourself, whether in the workplace or not. Like if you want to play the game. Don't play it when it comes to my race.
All right, a few more comments that I need to obviously go through in the stream. Dre is saying the stream's unstable. I'm losing audio. Apologies. I don't know what we can do at the moment. Wi-Fi saying that it's strong, etc. G Banks, the bill's been paid. I'm gonna imagine. Right, we've got D Alicia saying, and I want everyone to listen to this one as well. But it's not just white people or other people. I think she's going in regards to the workplace. But it's not just white people or other people from other cultures. I've had experiences with other black people where I've joined a workplace and that same black person treats you differently. And I'm more accepted, appreciated by my white colleagues. This confuses the heck out of me. Let me go to Riggs.
So I was working before and it's like I was speaking to a guy on the phone and it's like he instantly realised I was black. And he said, "Oh yeah, what's going on, bruv?" And he started to try and talk to me in a way that like we were suddenly boys because he realised we were black. Like that as well. I find it uncomfortable. That
I get that on holiday in Gran Canaria all the time.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm on holiday and I see a black person, I feel a bit. I'm like, if you're a client from another company, yeah, and you're talking to me about my company, don't start thinking that because we're black, that's suddenly going to mean something. That's rapport building, bro.
To me as well,
That's rapport building. You got to let that happen, man.
Because
at the end of the day, because he should have stayed professional.
Okay.
I would have given him a wild
The way he jumped to that,
he's trying to show you. He's just trying to show you.
He's trying to show you. No, it wasn't. He was using. That was him using the black thing as a way in.
And you use it right back.
He don't know me like that.
And you use it right back.
If I don't know you like that, I'm not gonna start talking to you like you're my brother. Because I see you black.
Why not?
That shouldn't be a problem.
Just to go on to what the actual comment was, I get that as well, and it is almost like because what she was saying is that sometimes you can go into a company and there's another black person there, and that black person treats you like you're the enemy.
Yeah.
When
because they're conforming.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think it's just because that person almost wants to be the only gay in the village sort of thing, like the only black in the house, and they see you as a rival rather than as an ally. I'm not saying that
you could be replaced, but like you're the replacement. They're your replacement.
There isn't like a role for only one black person, and it isn't about being allies or enemies. Just coexist. Like you don't have to pick a side. So if the other woman's watching, like grow up. I think you're gonna have enemies in your own race, in other race, regardless. That's how it is. Some people will see another black person in the same company, same firm that they are in as a threat. The opposite to what Marlon's saying, like where some black people will see another black people and think, yeah, do you know what? That right there is my ally. Me personally, once again, I think that is slight coonery if you're going to see another black person or another person of your ethnic culture and see them as a threat. Why would you need to do that? I just don't get it. In regards to Marlon, what I would say to you, bro, is that what's the difference between what that guy has done to you and a white guy picking up the phone and saying, "All right, mate, how's it going?" Just that's the same thing.
No, it's the same thing again. If you start the conversation on a certain level and then suddenly change because you think I'm from a certain background, don't do that. Stay where we started and work from there. Don't just hear that. Oh, like suddenly you want to totally change how you're going to talk to me.
I mean, I think he's just
but
trying
what
to show
if-
you.
but what if you think-
No, he was looking for a way in. I'm like,
Yeah, but you can't knock him out for that.
That's him
Looking
building a
for a way
business
in.
rapport. Right, but
You're being
I'm
the other
saying
woman.
is
You're being the other woman.
the other woman. What's that mean?
The woman that
I'm saying.
was
being
at
a
the
hater.
workplace. Yeah.
You're being the hater.
You're being the jealous one.
Listen, for me, yeah, in rape situation, I'm embracing that.
Yeah.
For me,
exactly.
I expect if I'm coming across other people, I'm going to embrace them.
Yeah.
Even a white guy, if he's gonna
Make the effort.
make the effort to be friendly with me, I'm going to embrace that. I'm not going to shut him down because he's trying to elevate from the bottom to somewhere in the middle. I'm cool with that.
Like Craig
But
said,
like the
that's
woman was saying with regards to black people treating you in a way, I've experienced that. Well, when I worked within the Met, I experienced all kinds of madness. Like I got dismissed from the place.
You got sacked.
I got sacked up the place, bro. Yeah, initially because
So you was a policeman and you got sacked.
I
Carry
wasn't a
on.
policeman, don't try. So I got dismissed because I was leaving the building. Yeah.
Craig also got dismissed.
Honestly, I was leaving the building and I didn't have my pass. Yeah. So the security guard pulled me up. Yeah, white guy said to me, "You need your pass." I said, "It's lost." He said, "Where is it?" Well, I don't even know, and it's lost, isn't it? So I bounced over the thing and I've gone back my business. I come back in. Next thing I know, the black woman's coming telling me about we need to have a word with you, blah blah. So I've gone over. I had a word. She said to me, "We're gonna have to file a complaint." So I'm like, "What do you mean file a complaint? Like, what's the issue here?" So then I'm finding out that he has been coerced by her into making a complaint because me and she don't really like me. Yeah, because I'm not likely to conform very much. Yeah, so she didn't like me. And for years she didn't like me. And I had a white manager above me that protected me from this woman for about 4 or 5 years. She removed him from above me, put him somewhere else, and soon as he was moved, my life was hell because of this black lady. Just what I mean, and they dismissed me on that basis. I was rehired and so forth, but after that, life was hell. Couldn't continue my job properly.
Right, listen, let me take it to the stream. Right, what have we got here? Bianca has said Willie Lynch syndrome is very real.
Yes.
Unfortunately, some black people feel another black person threatens.
Yes.
All right.
So big up Bianca.
Yeah. My children, this is from Layla. My children are mixed, though. So what will this do to them? How awful I hope they have gained enough strength from me and David to give them enough confidence and strength to succeed and do well.
Good, so do we.
Because of their education and confidence in they were given at home. I'm scared for my boys. It's unfair.
Layla, just teach your children to be as strong as they can be,
And prepare them.
to have confidence in themselves
Yeah.
and to know where they're coming from.
And can I
Once
just-
you give them that, you can only just hope that their teaching has been enough.
Where is she from, Layla? Is she English and the partners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And so Layla, all I'd say is just you and David, make sure that the kids get a good balance and a clear sense of their identity, because a lot of children, black or white, and especially mixed, don't always get that balance, and it can cause problems later down the line.
Appreciate it, man. I like that.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I agree with that. I just reckon that you just need to make sure that you make your kids aware of that, because like, especially being mixed race and stuff, they are going to get it from different angles. And that's it. So you just need to make sure that they know themselves, you prepare themselves, you teach them about every part of their cultures, and you make them have an understanding of who they are so that they don't get lost.
I think it's maybe a conversation for another day, and I think someone just touched on the Willie Lynch syndrome as well, but that it could get to a point where they're not black enough for the black kids and they're not white enough for the white kids, and it's almost a hue
Whole different topic.
beef.
Yeah, that's the next one. But yeah, I feel it for you though, man. Don't worry, be strong. We'll touch on that topic another day.
Right.
But-
Anne-Marie has just said as well, in my work and where I live, I have to speak different to show all people, not just white people, that I was raised to have respect and show I'm clever and don't sit at home doing nothing all day. I do have a steady job that pays all right. And the only way to keep this job is to conform, I guess.
Why just do that at home as well?
She said, peace out. I've got to go.
But the thing about it is, I think when people talk about speaking differently, like when I'm at home, I don't talk like slang every other word and whatnot. So it's not necessarily like I'm going from talking like slang to the prim and proper Queen's English.
But when you're
Do you know
vexed,
what I
though,
mean?
when you're vexed though, you talk slang, innit?
It's not slang, it's culture.
Yeah, when, yeah,
It's
when, you're,
culture.
when you're at work, you blood fire it.
No, bro, no.
When you get vexed though, that's what I'm saying, is that you know to calm it down. When you're vexed at work,
the
you
thing
know
is-
not to be vexed how you would be at home.
But see, the thing is, when I'm vexed at work, I allow my black side to come out because I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I allow my black side to come out, and I'm not gonna totally dumb down every aspect of me.
That's good.
You're gonna have to get some aspect.
Yeah, that's
of me.
good.
Do you know?
I hate when I hear someone say black side come out, man. You're black all the time. Like it's, I don't know. So what are you when you're not? When your black side's not out, are you being white? Are you being something else? What?
You know what?
No, but you understand what I mean. I'm not. Of course, I'm not. But like, I am me, and I'm proud black. That's me. But obviously, when you're at work, you don't show your entire culture. You don't show it in its entirety, and that's what this topic is about. The topic is about playing the race game, and unfortunately, we have to do that in the race
What's the
game.
reason for not doing it? Is it because we fear being labelled, fear being?
I think
we
more than
struggle to make
anything,
progress.
it's because it's like someone said before, they don't want to have to explain everything. They don't understand it. So when you kiss your teeth, like the first time you kiss your teeth around white people and they don't understand it, they're like, what was that?
What's that noise?
They don't get it, and then you have to explain. Like it's just like half of it is just the fact that it's long.
Have you ever had to try to do it to you? Like,
It's like
The reality is, I think that if we don't conform, it's going to restrict you in your movement
And opportunities.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Let's face it.
Do you know what I think as well? I think
Ugly truth.
deep down, I think there's somewhat of a superiority complex. Like when you go into now, most people will say, "No, I don't feel like I'm inferior to them." But when you think about it, I've worked from I was like 16. When you go into the working environment from around them ages, 16 to 20, going into a working environment in an office environment where you are the minority can be very daunting. You know what I mean? Especially where your culture is not, it's not prevalent. It's not there for you to say, all right, yeah, I feel comfortable doing that. So there's somewhat of a superiority complex where you don't feel you can be, and going into business where you've got a huge building with thousands of, not thousands, but hundreds of white people there. It can be daunting, and it's like that never gets, unless you've got the teaching at home, that never gets like the counterbalance. You know what I mean? So you're always gonna have that, and it's always gonna be repeated in whatever job you go to.
And that's the thing that where I don't think I feel that when at work I work harder than what I had to just to make people understand that I'm not just a black guy here that's just here like
That's what I said, that's a stereotype. That's what I was pointing out earlier.
just making up numbers. It's like I feel I have to work that much harder because it's not even to say like anything about being black. It's like I feel like there's doubts about me from the moment I step in.
Of course.
So how do you know that they
then
are?
I have to up my game to push
But how do you know that
to
they're-
be seen to be working that much harder.
I think Jules is about to say that. I think that's just more about you having
That's you, man.
insecurity about it. Like there's nothing to say.
No, it's not, Nick.
That is an issue.
That's a reality, mate.
Listen, there's
No,
a
you know what,
stereotype
let me
attached
say-
to black people.
No, you're right. There is. It's weird because I feel that once you know me and once you know my work ethic and know me, there are no doubts. But when you step in the door, I'm sorry, there are those doubts about you.
But
You know
there
what?
might be doubts about you, but what Darren just said about going into a big building and kind of feeling daunting, I don't feel that because for me, I know what I'm going to bring to the table.
yeah.
Like so I know
I'm glad that you don't feel that, but the reality is
I know
most
I'm
black
good.
people, or people from ethnic minority, feel when they go in, they've got something to prove.
Do you know what? I'll be real with you, yeah. I've only ever had one job in my life, right? 17 or something with this boy right here. Pizza Hut, massive, you know. Pizza Hut. And you know what? That's when I realised, I'm not about this life because that was when I first felt racism in the workplace. You remember that day? You remember that day? No, we don't need to go. Hear what happened. Hear what the guy did. So I must have been at the table cleaning the table. No, I have to tell him the truth. I'm cleaning the table, whatever, and then because people had just left, and so I was around there. He must have said to Marlon, "Oh, I better run over there before my tips go missing."
Nah, bruv.
And you know what? I wanted to punch him in his face, you know? Like literally, and I had to hold myself down. And I had to say, you know what? And I had to conform. And that's when I realised I hate it.
So what? So he said it to you and you didn't say nothing?
I can't remember what happened.
No, you know what?
He told me, and I was just vexed, and there's nothing I could. And this
So
is the
he should have
problem.
pulled him up, bruv.
Yeah, maybe.
but
We were young,
it
innit?
was- we were young.
He was 17,
Yeah,
innit?
we
He
were
was
young,
17.
yeah.
Marlon, what about that life them time there? Man was skinny. Anyway, I want to go back to what Nick said, and about like it's more about what we feel like the superior complex, and I think you're wrong because like I was watching a documentary the other day, and the documentary was so insightful, and it showed basically like the correlation between a black child and a white child from birth.
I saw it.
From birth.
Yeah, that big.
Bro, from the very moment
Yeah.
a black child is born,
Yeah.
the odds are stacked highly against a black child.
Yeah.
Highly, yeah.
70%.
Now, so that's
Yeah.
that's from the moment the child is born.
Yeah.
So imagine going into the work environment where you're now 16, 17, blah blah blah. You're not on the even playing field. So as much as it's good that you feel that way, but it's definitely a superiority complex, and it's not just come out of thin air.
You know, I said that.
All right, well, listen, we're going to obviously wrap this one up now. Guys, obviously in the stream, you know, it's always apologies. Cuss me out. I don't mind. It's cool. But yeah, we're going to have to wrap this one up. Obviously, catch us next week. We're going to get the last comments off the guys just to wrap things, and then we are out. I'm going to start off with Nick.
I think in terms of the race card, I think people do play it. I understand people play it. I don't think it's necessarily black people play it. I guess just to keep to the topic. But it is something that is played. It is a necessary evil. And unfortunately, it's what you need to do to get by.
Rakes.
I say, you know, everyone, not just black people, embrace your cultures. It's like today I was saying like it's good hearing so many different accents around my office, whether it be Irish, Scottish, Bulgarian, whatever, and it teaches everyone something. Like everyone's learning. I say just embrace your culture and don't hide anything. Just let everyone know who you are, but with a level of professionalism.
Yeah, I think I'll echo what Nick's saying. I do think it's something that we all have to play. Ethnic minorities may have to play a little harder, a little longer than our white counterparts. I will say, when we're going to play it, don't lose yourself. Just to me, understand that there is a line we can't afford to go past that line. If you do, you're completely lost. And then even turning back after you've lost yourself.
I think to be real, what they say, layer cake, you're born, you take shit. Climb a little higher, take more shit. Climb a little higher, take less shit. Then one day in the rarefied atmosphere, and you forgot what shit even looks like. The bottom line is, work yourself. Once you get to the top, then make the changes. If not, don't work for no one and get your own job, and then you don't have to play no games.
Do you know what? That's big. I do like that, and I agree with that. Still, I think the high echelons of society, I think would also agree with that. I would say personally, as long as you are professional, you know what you're bringing to the job. Don't let nobody tell you about yourself or your culture, because who are they to tell you about that? As long as you are doing what you need to do on that job description, you're going above and beyond. Yeah, don't let nobody tell you about your culture. I personally tell my children, and my mum told me, make sure you go harder, twice as harder than your counterpart, and you'll be good.
Yeah, guys, I can only really echo. I can't say nothing that hasn't been said already. I'm almost going to like we're speaking to a totally black audience. So I'm going to try and make it as broad as I possibly can. But we're obviously 6 black guys talking about our own experience. So it is what it is in that respect. But just like Darren, I was always taught you have to work doubly as hard, to sometimes not even get as far, so you have to go even harder. And that's exactly what I'm going to install into my children. But I'm not going to let nothing get in the way of reach and ambition, including my colour, and I will do what I need to do to get there. And with that being said, guys, we are signing out. Yeah. everyone who obviously supports the show, we really do appreciate you. Listen, we're just 6 average black, well, some more than others. So I was gonna say some more than others, isn't it? Yeah, 6 average guys just trying to do a thing and bring something different to the table. And we're just speaking from the heart. This is not really about being PC correct and all of them things there. Keep the comments coming. Keep sharing us. Tell people about it. We need the feedback. Yeah, we really do appreciate it, guys. We are. Oh, 1 second. A lot of people have asked for the documentary. Darren mentioned it. Do you know the name of the documentary?
Yeah, it was called being. Will there be a black prime minister? Something like that. It's part of the BBC Black and British.
Yeah.
Right. Will there be a black prime minister? We're going to put it in the comments, and if we can put a link or something where to find it. Oh, it's on the iPlayer. Yeah.
BBC iPlayer.
That's the free one, guys. That's the one you don't have to pay for. So go and get it, and tune in next week.
That's a stereotype there.
Oh, and while we're on iPlayer, man, Dane Baptist, man, watch it. iPlayer, boom.
Yeah, for real, big him up.
Guys, we're out.
Peace.